So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to explain some of the basic functions of Google Analytics. One of the first things I need to go over is creating accounts and assigning accounts to other users. Sometimes I deal with a lot of clients who need to connect me to their analytics account so I can take a look at the traffic that's going through so that we can see the difference from the old site to the new site. Sometimes you want to hand it over to another person for SEO purposes or marketing purposes, and you need to be able to give account access for those reasons. So when you are in Google Analytics, analytics.google.com, usually sign in with your Gmail account. On the left hand side, you have home, customization, real time, some of the basic areas for analytics reports. Down here at the bottom, you have an admin tab. Click that admin tab, it will take you here. What you will notice, depending if you are a client or depending if you are a web developer or SEO like myself, is you'll have various admin accounts. Each admin account can have up to 50 properties. So if you take a look, I have probably 25 accounts right now. Each of those accounts can have up to 50 properties. So, I made these with, I'm going to go ahead and keep the one that I'm on right now. So what I want to do is when I do create a property, which is a website for a client, I go ahead and I put that under whatever account it is that I want. These accounts can be categorized any way that you feel fit. You create a property, and creating a property will create an instance with a little piece of code where you can analyze the behavior of traffic on a website. A property is basically a website. So you click the create property, it will ask you some certain questions. You'll go through, click continue, add the website name, web address. We're going to cancel that for now because I'm not going to add a property. So I'm going to go back. But what I do want to do is pretend to add someone to a property or delete someone from a property. So I'm going to go ahead and search through the properties that I have. Oh, in this account I have 53. Maybe it's 100. Maybe it's 100 per account. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and let's try let's try this one. As you can see, when you choose a property that is active, you get certain settings. You get the AdSense settings, traffic info, user management. We want to go ahead and click user management. And then there's views, which are all kinds of things that you can do with a person's property. You can create goals, group content, create filters, e-commerce settings. If it's an e-commerce site, it's very detailed. But we're going to go ahead right now. We're just going to click on user management. And here you can see that I am the only manager of this account. If I wanted to give someone else access, I would just click this little plus button, add users, and then I go ahead and put their email address. Now, if this property needed to be handed over to the client, which in most cases, when I build sites for clients, I like to give them their access to their own property, I go ahead and I check mark all of these, especially this manage users one, because what happens is this allows them to be able to delete me. It allows them to add anybody that they want to their account. So essentially, I am giving them access to their account, and in the future, they have the option to delete me or add an SEO or marketer or whoever, or I can continue to manage the account. Click the add button up here, and it will send them a email regarding having access to that account. Just make sure they're all checked. Now, if you want to give access to somebody but don't want to give them that admin access, the ability to delete users and add users, just don't check this and just click these. So we're going to click this X button because I'm not going to do that right now, and I'm going to don't save. I'm going to click out of this. And the next thing I want to show you are custom reports. I like to make my clients custom reports because sometimes clients, most times a lot of clients don't have time to sift through the amount of data that Google gives you. There's a lot of data. So I put together some of the basic things we want to know at a glance. And if a client chooses to go deeper and further to understand what's happening, they can do so. So let's go ahead and pretend I wanted to add a custom report to this site. So I don't see that it's here. If I wanted to add one, I'd find a website that actually gives you access to a custom report. On my website here, custom reports and Google Analytics for your clients, you can scroll on down, you can click here, and this will take you to a new page which will allow you to download this report. So let's click Rio Wellness. We're going to click All Website Data, Create, and now it's a success. And now what we'll see is we'll see a nice report of what's going on with this website. Now, I chose this website because this website is no longer on the internet, and I didn't want to show any other client data that was private because it's up and running. So, but what you'll see is that the client will get a total visits. They'll get total page views of what was going on. Look at the average time on the page, how many people were coming from a mobile device, what keywords were used to find their site, the traffic type, whether it was organic, paid for traffic, or traffic that came directly to the site, the top 10 pages on their website that get the most traffic, the average visitor's duration. Are they on there for 3 minutes? Are they on there for 50 seconds? What's going on? We've got the cities. What are the largest sources of cities or visitors coming from? They're coming from Seattle. They're coming from Spokane. And visitors by source. Are they coming from Google, Facebook, whatnot? So this is some real great basic information to show clients. So if you want to be able to download my Google report, and you can go ahead and click email, and now what you can do, since it's on your own account, it will say from whoever you are, your email, and then click to, and in the to field, put the client's email address, and go ahead and choose the frequency you want to email them, whether it's a PDF or some other type of attachment, and then click here. I normally put, if you have more questions, call up Heather with my phone number, etc., etc. Click I'm not a robot, send. I like to click the advanced options because what you don't see is that this will only work for 6 months. So depending how you work with your clients, maybe you want them to bother you after 6 months because they're not getting their reports. Maybe you don't. I generally don't like to bother my clients. I like them to get their analytics, so I will choose 12 months. And more often than not, even after 12 months, they're going to bother you and say, hey, I don't get my reports, because they're not getting their reports. But if you want them to bother you, if you want them to pay for this service or, have them go in for self, you can, modify it to your liking. So those are some of the basic things that I like to do in Google Analytics as a web developer and part-time SEO.